All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between WFZ and Th000 taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Th000, also known as Samdan or Sandan, depending on if you speak Mandarin or Cantonese. I will just say Th000 from here on out just because, well, it's easier to say, and people on this channel seem to complain less as opposed to when I say Samdan. They're like, who are you talking about? Why can't you just read it how it's pronounced? But then again, this is the internet and someone always has something to complain about. Anyways, that's going to go ahead and break things down here. We are going to be opening up with an Altar of Darkness Ziggurat as we are looking at these acolytes just summoning at this gold mine. Most likely will be a Death Knight opening as that Ziggurat will be coming into play. It seems to be a little bit of an animation issue with the summoning of undead buildings. Yep. So hopefully it doesn't get too distracting for you, as that is in fact the Tomb of Relics. Meanwhile, back at the other side, we see an Archmage was in fact sped built out of that Altar of Kings, Altar of Kings. That means the Archmage should be coming on around the 1 minute 45 second mark. We'll be forced to call in a lot of militia though to try and clear out that creep camp early, but it does buy him enough time to clear out the creep camp without having to worry about a Death Knight coming over and stealing a kill with a Death Coil. Speed building also on this barracks here, so we do expect Th000 to be behind in lumber for a little bit of time, which does make him vulnerable to skeletal minion harassment. At some point, we should be looking at some sort of arcane tower, but it is going to be quite some time before we see that tower get up and operational, as that Altar of Kings has completed already, currently at the 1 minute 52 second mark. Water Elemental now out, and here goes the engagement. Ensnare onto a militia there, unable to join in on any of that damage. Meanwhile, low hit point militia now walking back all the way home as a new Water Elemental dropped into play. All right, Water Elemental gets a knife in the back, or axe in the back, to be a little bit more accurate, as you're going to see this Forest Troll Trapper. Is he purposely... Oh, this micro is actually brilliant. Brilliant micro there, making this Forest Troll Trapper chase along ever so which way, and then it's just going to end up getting into a bad spot. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but Th000 abusing the AI quite a bit there, doing a good job there, as you're going to take a look at, well, this Forest Troll Trapper going to get taken down. Oh, there goes the Ensnare. He did not want that. He wanted that footman to be able to get back out. Forest Troll High Priest is going to end up getting taken down slowly but surely, and there it goes. Archmage with Boots of Quell the Lost. Meanwhile, back up off to the north, Death Knight clearing out a creep camp with just some skeletal minions, and this footman may be able to get some experience, and that's exactly what's happening there. The Archmage getting some extra experience from those skeletal minion kills, as the footman is now looking to retreat back. Acolyte still wondering where his opponent is, doesn't know that now knows that it is in fact the close spawn, as we do see a scout tower, but no upgrade to arcane tower as of yet. That could potentially be a problem, as the Death Knight now looking for more Rod of Necromancy charges to be used. Now going to be charging on in here in just a second. Militia, are they being called off to the north? Yes, they are. Death Knight in a mad run wants to stop this expansion attempt, as you can see that the Death Knight is already gaining a little bit of speed across the map. Now, there goes the Acolyte. Acolyte will get taken down. Archmage drops another Water Elemental, and we are going to be looking at the Death Knight now trying to get away. We can see some Water Elementals joining in on the fight. Militia going to be joining in here, and Th000 being very gutsy, knowing that he needs to do this now. Oftentimes, I've seen human players, they delay in trying to do this expansion attempt because the Death Knight is nearby. And, well, what you see right there is that as long as you have good micro and you can time the attacks on your militia properly, well, the experience too much experience should not be lost. However, if you wait too long, the peasants will, or the militia will turn back into peasants, as you see right now, as the Death Knight going to be able to get in perhaps another shot, finish off this footman right there. Death Knight does have enough for a Death Coil. Is he going to get that last shot, last blow right there? Gets the kill off there, and I believe the Death Knight does end up getting the experience, drops the Ring of Protection, picks it back up. Low hit point footman hiding in the back, as the Archmage is at level 3. Ring of Regeneration means that the Archmage should have a little bit of an easier time putting pressure. Death Knight somehow hides and was able to get away there, as new skeletal minions are going to be coming back in. Archmage will actually win out in this fight right now just because of that Ring of Regeneration, healing an additional 2 hit points a second. I think the Archmage now has close to 4 hit points a second regeneration, as the Death Knight is just going to be forced to retreat. Scout Tower now done. We are going to be getting up an expansion by Th000. And this is exactly the play that Th000 wants, and pretty much everything is going by textbook. And does that mean WFZ is in a bad spot? It does not, since he knows how to get out of these situations fairly easily. This game is unfolding in a rather predictable manner, as we can see. What is going on? Scroll of Town Portal coming back across. No, Staff of Teleportation. As you can see, now the Crypt Fiend trying to make its way over isn't going to be able to take down this Footman. Footman now down to 17 hit points. It goes back to engage, only to get taken down. Archmage still trying to chase after some of those units. No real luck there, as the skeletal minions will get finished off here by the remaining Footmen. Archmage still doing a little bit of exchanging once again. It looks as though the Death Knight got a present of a new Rod of Necromancy, as the Water Elemental now back out onto the field. One skeletal minion gonna get taken down again, as the Archmage is still getting more experience. Now, looking at the Undead. Undead is at Halls of the Dead. No tech to Black Citadel as of yet, as we are looking at another Rod of Necromancy. Also, we do not have the Slaughterhouse, so WFZ is actually in a bit of trouble here. He is not teching to tier 3. He's not going to be able to get the destroyers up in air in time, and even if he does get a lot of destroyers by that time... Oh, excuse me. All right. And, well, Water Elemental now going to come back across here, get some damage in. Meanwhile, Death Knight now heading back out. Archmage looking to get away. What is happening? Meanwhile, back across here, you can see that the Arcane Tower wasn't even started yet, as a skeletal minion will end up getting taken down. Archmage drops an additional Water Elemental. Goblin Shredder now joining in on the fight. You can take a look at this skeletal minion. Is it going to get taken out? Yes, it does, as we are seeing a little bit of attacking and engaging going on. This Goblin Shredder going to join in on the fight. No, yes, going to join in on the fight, finishes off some more units, as we're looking at the front door getting pressured and losing that Arcane Tower. Th000 actually in a bad spot there, as we see a Staff of Teleportation heading into the back. Footman, Water Elemental putting back the other side and saying, you know what? The Halls of the Dead, I'm going to force you to use your Scroll of Town Portal. Archmage now joins in on the fight. He Scrolls of Town Portals out, and that is going to buy a bit of time, as the Halls of the Dead could not upgrade the Black Citadel for a little bit, just in case any Acolytes fell. Lich needs to get back out of this spot here. One Acolyte needs to be moved away before it can come back in. Where is that Acolyte now? There it is, moving back into position. Meanwhile, Water Elemental getting in some easy damage onto that Obsidian statue here, as we do have the Slaughterhouse. Alright, that Slaughterhouse must have been there for a little while longer than I remember. Meanwhile, guard towers are getting constructed, but to my surprise, they are extremely close to each other. At that distance, the splash damage from the destroyers could actually really start to add up. As we take a look, Crypt Fiends are now looking to put some damage onto these units here. Alright, Peasants taking a bit of damage. Meanwhile, Water Elemental, Archmage, Staff of Teleportation, ready to go, as you're going to take a look. A lot of skeletal minions going to get taken out here. Guard towers, well, still not yet upgraded. Meanwhile, Arcane Towers are there as well. Water Elemental taking a lot of damage, needs to back off. Beautiful Frost Nova across the middle, slowing down many of the units, as the Footmen finally throw up Defend. Guard towers are currently getting constructed up here, as the Footmen, low on hit points, getting taken down. Obsidian statue doing a great job healing up all of these Crypt Fiends here, as the Footmen, even with Defend, having a difficult time defending against this army just because of sheer numbers and that healing. Lich now out of mana though, or rather low on mana for a little bit of time, and we shouldn't see another Frost Nova as of yet. Footman now trying to run away. There goes another Death Coil. Where are these units trying to go? Not 100% sure, and as their Crypt Fiends are now just going to be able to finish off some of these Water Elementals here. WFZ is in a great spot. Footmen, where are they running to? Perhaps they're going to teleport again, as the Death Knight now forced to chase. There's a Staff of Teleportation going the other way. As we're looking at the, well, the guard towers are now up. One guard tower is now up. This guard tower taking a lot of damage, needs to be repaired, is currently getting repaired, as well as the Crypt Fiends are now backing off here. Meanwhile, Footman, Death Knight, running back away into the Undead base, as the Footmen finally throw up some Defend. Water Elementals are being, well, they are disappearing, as the Archmage being very gung-ho, trying to rush inside to this base. Archmage is going to drop another Water Elemental here. You can take a look. Ghouls trying to engage as well, but fighting inside an Undead base is not highly recommended, just because of the better regeneration and the use of, well, the minions off of here if you do need that Rod of Necromancy. All right, Water Elementals continuing to fight back once more. Ghouls, are they going to be able to push back effectively? Meanwhile, back off to the north, Altar of Kings is taking a lot of damage, but it is slowly, a slow death, since it is just a lot of piercing damage and heroic damage. Meanwhile, back off to the north there, well, Black Citadel finishing off a footman as the Death Knight now trying to pull away again. Archmage does have a Staff of Teleportation, could join in on the fight. There's another Death Coil saving another low hit point Ghoul, as there is a lot of focus fire going down. Meanwhile, still, repairs getting underway. The Crypt Fiends not bothering to take down the actual peasants. There you go, there's a Frost Nova, as these peasants will get taken out, but the Mountain King should come out alive. Population count, let's take a look. 45 supply compared to 0. Obviously, that is not accurate, as the Water Elemental is going to absorb a bit too much damage. Archmage now rushing after that Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 219. Where is he going? Is he teleporting back over here? I do not know where that is. Off to the north, uses a Clarity Potion, has a Scroll of Regeneration, and going to regroup with all of these low hit point footmen off to the north. Mountain King is out onto the field, ready to go, as this Altar of Kings could get taken down. 37 supply over 48 right now, as the Death Knight getting just a little bit of heals ready to go here. Archmage gonna drop another Water Elemental. You can take a look at a little bit of damage getting, well, healed back up from the remaining units, but some of the Scroll of Regeneration was lost. More Obsidian statues being added, and that is going to be a problem as they turn into Destroyers. Let's take a look. Black Citadel is now done Destroyer upgrade. No, not Destroyer upgrade. It's going to be some Meat Wagons instead. All right, the Meat Wagons is exactly what you need to try and deal damage here. There is an Arcane Tower now hitting that Lich. Lich losing a lot of mana, as we now see some repairs getting underway. Is it going to try to absorb mana anywhere? No, not quite yet. There is another Stormbolt. Dark Ranger taking a little bit of damage as well. As we take a look, Guard Towers back down to the south. One Destroyer, and the remaining units should be able to finish off much of this. Meanwhile, Archmage is still just using this time to clear out creep camps and perhaps get to level 4 on the Archmage. Level 2 Brilliance Aura still does not have any way to get back home, though, as this is going to be a very, very problematic situation. Mountain King, where is it going? Rushing forward, could get easily taken out. Down to 18 hit points, down to 24. There it goes. There it is, now taken out. Mountain King has been lost at level 1. Not that big of a loss, but then again, the overall army size is 43 compared to 53. A very big difference once you add in the fact that there is a lot more workers, or there should be more workers for Th000. All right, the Crypt Fiend's going to be able to put pressure down here. The Guard Tower is not going to be able to do that much, as we now see the Siege Engine dropping in some attacks once more. Archmage teleporting back down. Archmage, does he have perhaps a Blizzard to try and fight back? Yes, he does. Blizzard, however, quickly silenced by the Dark Ranger. Footman coming back the other way. Archmage is going to go ahead and continuing that fight once again. The Footman trying to engage against all of those units. As you can take a look, Footmen are getting taken down. Fly Machines going after the Destroyer. Are we going to see another silence? No, we're not. The units are just going to move out of range, as the Flying Machines are pretty much, well, out of luck. They have only one Destroyer to try and attack. Meanwhile, the Archmage cannot get to this Meat Wagon very, very easily. Destroyer up in the air, looking to finish off some more units. Death Knight sitting almost at level 4. Lich sitting at level 2. Everything getting healed back up as the repairs are underway. There is another Blizzard coming raining down. A quick silence from the Dark Ranger stops that Blizzard in its tracks, though, as the, Lich takes a little bit too much damage. Do we see perhaps any Altar of Kings in order to try and resurrect that Mountain King, as the Blizzard still raining down across all of those units there? Flying Machines have no way to attack the ground. Are they getting the ground attack upgrade? No, they are not. Mountain King now ready to come out to join in on the fight, and the ground attack upgrade would be perfect against that Meat Wagon to just try and take it down. However, the Crypt Fiends may have web now, and just because a lot of time has passed. All right, there's some more Blizzard. There's a quick silence once more, as we are going to take a look at a whole bunch of peasants getting taken out again. Archmage, where is it going? Gonna go ahead and regroup with the Siege Engines here and try and put pressure down onto some of these buildings. Nerubian Tower, there's the Blizzard at the other end. All of those Acolytes trying to move away. And there goes one tower already. No Staff of Sanctuary or anything like that. Meanwhile, back in the main base here, Mountain King is nowhere to be spotted, as the Well, yeah, the flying machines really could just easily take down the meat wagon. It's a relatively low hit point unit, but currently unable to do so. Siege engine still joining in on the fight. It may turn into a base race, and this is exactly what Th000 wants. Th000 knows, hey, you know what? If this turns into a base race, I have 2 bases to your 1. I'll gladly lose this. However, the Archmage is now taking damage from the Death Knight from the back here. There is more Blizzard raining down, saying, you know what? You should have brought the Dark Ranger, as the Archmage is now seriously in trouble. Is it going to be able to get away? That is the big problem. Archmage now trying to run back here. Meanwhile, main base is getting absolutely destroyed at the other end. Supply count 47 supply compared to 44 over 30. Haunted gold mine about to be lost. Archmage going to run inside here, try and, well, finish off the remaining units as the Archmage is now seriously in trouble. Archmage, is it going to be able to get away? Mountain King, Archmage now perhaps should be trying to teleport in order to get away, as the units are all now pulling back here. Alright, what is this? A group of flying machines still with no ground attack upgrades at all, as that is going to be the game. Th000 taking the game there with a bit of split action attacking. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.